Hillary, of this new plan by supporters of Ron Paul, not the campaign. The Ron Paul campaign doesn't do that much. It kind of sits back and lets the supporters raise the money and generate the excitement. It really is a movement. They're now going to fly this blimp up and down the eastern seaboard with the message, Google Ron Paul. And part of the reason this is interesting, apart from the fact it points to what a massive movement this really is, and it is, this may be a challenge to current campaign finance law. Is this an ad or is it not?
Well, I was just going to say, and if you're Google, you're pretty happy about that, the way that this has become the verb.
Well, that's a good, that's a good point.
I actually think that there's some similarities between what's going on with Ron Paul and the Oprah issue, which is that politics is way too often seeming to the average person to be about people in power. And it's extremely hard if you're a person out there in the country working hard, trying to get by, to feel like you really can make a difference. And I think Oprah is about empowerment. I don't think that she's about the sob story. I think she's popular because people watch her and feel like they can make a difference in their own lives and in the lives of others. And I think people who are supporting Ron Paul in some respects are doing the same thing, which is, you know what? Just because you tell us who our choices should be doesn't mean we listen to that. We think this guy can make a difference, and we can make a difference with him. And, you know, more power to them.
Well, anybody who's spent any time watching Ron Paul, I was just on the road with him a week and a half ago, I was struck by the nature. I mean, there is a movement that I think the other candidates ought to be paying closer attention to. Why is Ron Paul able to raise, $4.5 million in one day with no help at all and no infrastructure at all? I mean, what is it about Ron Paul, Rosa, that is making people do what they're doing for him?
We've said it before. He's honest. He's a serious guy. You know, he's a straight shooter. He's not surrounded by consultants who package him to death until he's made of plastic. You know, people are hungry for that. People are absolutely sick and tired of sort of plasticized candidates. You know,
it's reminiscent of the Ross Perot candidacy, I think, don't you?
There are a lot of really disgruntled Americans out there on the left, the right, and the middle, and he's tapping into that. Tucker, I was so happy you didn't ask me about Law of the Blimp.
I'm trying to keep my love for Ron Paul under wraps. I don't want to just out-and-out shill for a candidate here, so I'm going to have to stand back and end the Ron Paul conversation before I embarrass myself. Hillary,